It's been a long time coming. Let's take a look at ADP Decidueye. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today I've got a deck for you that has had some success in the Hexter Championships, or not championships, tournaments? I don't know what he calls them. Hexter TCG tournaments that happen every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's a deck that a lot of people in the comments have been calling for quite a while. It's ADP Decidueye. This may not be the best way to run Decidueye in this format. Obviously, there is that Obstagoon list that's floating around as well, but it is a lot of fun. It's got some potential, so we may as well take a look at it. We'll jump over onto PTCGO now and see exactly how that list is built. So here we have it. This is ADP Decidueye. This is a list that I never expected to be playing because it doesn't seem to work. Like, I mean, all of the things about this just seem a little bit off, but they actually do combo relatively well. We start off with our Decidueye. It's a stage 2, so it would want to be good, and this one is relatively powerful. Deep Forest Camo is an ability that stops GX and V Pokemon attacking and damaging Decidueye, which means that none of the Vs or VMAXs in the format that are currently doing really well can take knockouts. Things like Zacian, things like Centiskorch, things like Eternatus cannot damage Decidueye at all, and neither can Pokemon GX like ADP. This card is effectively invincible to everything apart from things like those Volcanions and stuff that are running around, those non-GX, non-V Pokemon. So when we're in a format that doesn't necessarily have a huge amount of them, Decidueye is a very strong pick. We've got Splitting Arrow for Grass Colorless, does 90 damage, and we put 2 damage counters on 2 of our opponent's Pokemon. Sorry, 20 damage. That is important because Mew can stop this, can't stop damage counter placement. So it's a really solid attack, but it's not got enough going for it at the moment by itself in order to be an effective deck. That is why some very intelligent people have paired it with Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia Tag Team GX. A lot of people talking about this card needing to be banned. Not in this deck, I'll tell you that much, but it's because the ability of that GX attack is so powerful. 1 metal Altered Creation GX gives us an extra 30 damage on all of our attacks, which takes Decidueye from 90 to 120, and when we have an extra water attached, we take an extra prize for every knockout we take, which is obviously an incredible effect of an attack. Now, the best thing about this deck is we don't need that extra effect. We don't need to take the prizes. We don't care how long it takes us. We care about the damage. So the 1 metal attack cost could be enough to get us across the line with our Decidueye. We play 2 ADP and a 2-2-1-3 line of Decidueye. It's a bit of an awkward one. We've got 2 of the new Rowlet with Sky Circus and 2 of the Hide and Seek Rowlet from Cosmic Eclipse, I believe it's from. I'd almost want to keep 4 of these Rowlet in hindsight, because we run a greens engine, and there's nothing worse than starting Sky Circus Rowlet, which obviously has an ability, and not being able to use greens because of that. So that might be worth changing up. We might cut it back to like a 4 copy of the Hide and Seek Rowlet in the future, but it was definitely worth testing with it to see how it went. That's all the Pokemon that we have. Just the 10, 2 ADP, and the 4-1-3 line of Decidueye. That's pretty much all we're going to need to get our strategy off. GX, wall with Decidueye until we win. Hopefully that's enough. We're going to search out our Pokemon with Quick Ball, obviously the best search card for Pokemon in the game, but we can also find ADP with Tag Call. It's a tag team card, obviously, so we can search it out with that. And Tag Call will also find us things like Cynthia and Caitlin, Guzmahala, and Mallow and Lana, which are all very, very useful and powerful supporter cards in this deck. We have Pokégear 3.0, so if we want to find other supporters, we can potentially find them with Pokégear. We've already spoken about greens being important to the way this deck runs. We might need to find something like Boss's Orders. We could find that with a Pokégear, or maybe even something like Marnie to shuffle our opponent's hand, maybe even Rosa. If our Pokemon has been knocked out last turn, we can use this card to set up another Decidueye, which would be really, really good. Early game, we want to be using Energy Spinner to try and find energy. We've got some really specific energy counts in this list. Like, looking down the bottom, it's really weird. We've got 3 Aurora, we've got 1 Weak Guard energy, we've got 2 Grass, 3 Water, and 3 metal. There are so many different energy cards in this deck, and it's because we've got so many weird attack costs. The water obviously goes with our ultimate ray and altered creation, as does the metal. The grass is for our splitting arrow attack. Weak guard energy can potentially save a Decidueye against a Volcanion, which can be really, really useful. So there's a lot of like kind of usefulness in all of these cards in the deck, but it just means we're going to find it really awkward to find the right energy, which is why Energy Spinner is such an important card. We can find that and get the specific energy that we need, or if it's a special energy, we can use Guzma and Hala to find that as well. Whilst we're searching with Guzma and Hala, we might be able to find one of our 2 copies of Big Charm. Again, could potentially be useful on a Decidueye to boost that up to 170 HP. Maybe even use it on the ADP to get it to 310. Maybe we can survive a couple of attacks with that. And we can also find our stadium of choice, which is Turffield Stadium. That'll help us search out our Stage 1 and 2 grass Pokemon in the deck. 1 switch in this list is all we need to move in and out of the active. Hopefully we can find it with greens. If we don't find it, we don't find it. We're not super worried. We can afford to lose our Pokemon, even if we have ADP in the active. Just attacking with Ultimate Ray the whole time. We're not super fussed. Our opponent can knock that out. We can just stamp them down to a low hand size with Reset Stamp. And we also obviously have Rare Candy. There's 3 copies of it in this deck, so that we can get into our Decidueye. 3 Rare Candy means that we've got access to it off of a greens if we want, but we're not going to solely rely on it. Dartrix can get us into the Decidueye as well, in case we play something like a Vikavolt deck. So yeah, this list is pretty wild. It's all over the place. I think this list is one from like Wednesday last week. It's a while ago now, but it did relatively well in the Hextha tournament. What we'll do is we'll take it out onto the ladder. We'll see how it goes, bearing in mind these games might take us a little while. So whilst we are setting up the game here, if you could, it would be great to like the video, get more people to see it. We've suddenly had a massive influx of viewers. Thank you very much for coming along. I really appreciate your attendance. It's always good to see new people getting involved in the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. Hopefully we can get ourselves a hand here. And at the moment, it's not looking amazing. But we don't have a basic, so it's fine. We can always chuck this one back into the deck and shuffle again. Now, we are going to need to be able to find ADP or a Rowlet that doesn't have an ability, because I've been playing a couple of games here, and I don't think that the ability one is super good, and we've started with the Sky Circus Rowlet, and this is no good, because if we top deck a greens, we're going to be in trouble. I mean, this hand isn't very good anyway. I might be about to re-record this intro. Oh, what is this? Zacian and a Torchic. We could be going up against a 1-prize attacking fire deck, so I'm almost certainly going to be restarting this recording, so nothing that I do from here on out really matters, but I guess I'll just keep it rolling, because you never know. If I can manage to beat it, that would be very impressive. But yeah, we've got a dead hand at the moment. We've got no way of doing anything. We're playing against a bad matchup, theoretically. No good. No good. There's a Twin Energy onto Torchic. I believe Blaziken has an ability that makes it fire and fighting type, so it could be a potentially strong archetype when we're looking at things like Eternatus, but I can't remember whether it's like 130 or 140 damage that it deals. It's like a fire, double colorless, does 130, and then there's another effect. I think it's attach an energy from the discard to one of the bench pokes, something like that. Oh, Tag Call. Excellent. Okay. So that's a really strong card to pick up. We're not out of this just yet. What we can do is we can use all of our cards here. We'll just use Energy Spinner, grab ourselves water, metal, water. Then we can play down our Cynthia Caitlin. We can get rid of a water energy because whatever. Draw a couple of cards, and now we're looking a lot better. We'll attach the water energy here. We don't have a way to switch. So we'll go for the GX attack next turn. But now we can at least take 2 prizes for every Torchic / Blaziken that we knock out. Here comes a Rare Candy now. So we will see that Blaziken come into play. There's a Fire Energy as well. Torchic as well. The best thing about this, though, is that we are going to be able to move into the active with that ADP now, because the Rowlet will get knocked out, you would think, this turn. Unless something horrific happens, Rowlet is getting knocked out. If Rowlet gets knocked out, we can use a Rosa to find another Rowlet. We can find like a Greens Exploration, which would be really, really good, and we'll actually be in a solid position here, because our opponent needs to set up multiple... Oh, well, okay, so they're gusting us, so we can get a Decidueye built up anyway. Well, here's the question then. Is it better to just attack with 2 ADPs in this matchup? Probably. Our opponent's going to Turbo Drive. They're going to do 130. They need to attack us 3 times. It might just be better to power up 2 ADPs here. Because they're going to hit into us. Like, they're going to hit into us. We're going to GX. They're going to hit into us again. And then we can, like, Mallow and Lana. And by then, we might have another Decidueye. Or we might have, like, a Decidueye set up. We might also have, like, a Switch card as well. So, this isn't bad. Okay. Maybe I am keeping this recording. Maybe I am going to keep using this. Here's the Turbo Drive. 130 damage to the ADP. And then there's the Energy Acceleration to the bench. I was right. My knowledge of cards is chef's kiss. Impeccable. Alright, we're going to attach here. I think it's probably fine to play this Turffield down, grab the Dartrix to evolve into the Rowlet on the bench. There's no, like, if that gets knocked out, it gets knocked out. I'm not, like, worried at all. Then we'll just AC, because we're not going to get knocked out next turn. Unfortunately, we haven't really left ourselves any energy in the deck to Ultimate Ray with. Because normally that's not what this deck does. So I wasn't anticipating having the ability to Ultimate Ray, which is unfortunate to say the very least. And now they have a second Blaziken powered up. It's not particularly good. Not particularly good. But it's okay. They're going to Turbo Drive. They'll do 130 damage. We'll be on 260. Then if we can Mallow and Lana and attack in the same turn, that would be great. But I don't know if we're going to be able to. I don't know if they're going to be able to. Here's the Turbo Drive. No energy in the discard. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Let's grab ourselves Mallow and Lana and ADP. Or do we even worry about it? Do we go for like... Do we try and get like a green... This is a tough one. If we get Cynthia and Caitlin, we could grab like that greens back, but the Mallow and Lana just seems so much better. I think we have the Pokégear. No, we don't have Pokégear in hand. This is kind of awkward. I want the draw from this Cynthia Caitlin. Maybe I'll just get both the supporters, because the ADP doesn't really matter. The issue here is that I don't have a guaranteed way of switching if I do choose to Mallow and Lana. Maybe I Mallow and Lana into the Decidueye and just let the Decidueye get knocked out. Maybe that's the play. Let's just use, let's extend our turn here. We'll just thin out some cards a little bit, because we don't really need them. Let's grab the other ADP. What we could do, we could like attach to this ADP maybe? I don't mind that. Like Mallow and Lana into the Decidueye on the bench, and then attach an energy. Yeah, let's try this. We'll go into the Decidueye, heal 120 damage. Then we'll attach... We attach Metal Energy to the fresh one, because now we've got ourselves accelerated a little bit. We've got Reset Stamp for probably 4 prizes at some point. Oh, boss is really bad. Okay, well, that sucks. We're not dead though, so that's good. We can attach like the Grass Energy, Cynthia and Caitlin away, like the Rosa, or maybe we Turffield Stadium for something. I don't know. I think we just have to attach here. Let's just Cynthia and Caitlin. We'll get rid of the Rosa, grab ourselves Mallow and Lana, draw 3 cards, and see what we can do. Our opponent is going to take a knockout this turn, but we've already taken 2 prizes because of our Altered Creation. That's good for us. We need to get some energy off of these prizes. We've got a grass and a water. That's really good. So now we can attach the water to the ADP next turn. And I can sacrifice the Decidueye on the bench still because I didn't knock it out last turn. Okay, so I think what's going to happen is they're going to knock us out. And we'll put the Decidueye in the active. Maybe. And then we've got an extra turn to try and build ourselves up. And another good thing about the Decidueye getting knocked out is that we might be able to use greens as well. So I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. Okay. This is like a weird game that we're playing here. Marnie is bad because now we don't have the energy attachment. We've got another Marnie of our own, so this is fine. They take 3 prizes. We probably definitely promote Decidueye now. Probably definitely. I'm thinking that's probably the best thing to do. And we just need to start setting ourselves up to try and use our ADP, right? That's pretty much all we've got to do. We'll thin out this Rowlet. Not interested in having him. We'll grab little baby Rowlet as well. Then we can Pokégear and see what we get. Ooh, got the greens, got the Mallow Lana, got the boss. I don't know if these are particularly useful. I'll grab the boss just because I don't need it as such. I just want to take knockouts on these Blazerkins. So I'll just thin out as much as I can. Turffield Stadium for a Decidueye and then Marnie, because I don't want any of those cards anymore. Oh, we found a whole bunch of energy. That's really good. We can attach the water to the bench and then pass the turn. And now we just need to really, like, hope. We need to hope that we're going to be able to use our turn a little bit here. If we can use our turn next turn to attack into this Blaziken, we will be able to probably win the game. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take a knockout on... Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any way that they can knock out 2 ADPs unless they gust this turn. If they find boss's orders this turn, then maybe they can get there, but they've Marnied. So now all we need is like an energy. Now we need is like an energy, and we can take a knockout next turn, presuming that they knock out the Decidueye, and we're set and ready to go. And we've found boss's orders as well, so if we want, we can even knock out, like, the Crobat. Not that that's that big of a deal. The boss is great, though, because we can hold on to it if they promote a Zacian to try and not get knocked out. We are now in a position where, unless something stupid happens, we're going to be able to win this game. Presuming nothing stupid happens. That Greens is really strong. We can get rid of the Pokégear here with the Aurora. Attach that. We can play the Greens. Greens will be able to find a reset stamp and another card. I don't know, like, what we need. Maybe Mallow Lana? There's no Pokemon in play. Oh, they've conceded. We did it! We won the game. Perfect stuff. Alright, let's try another one. We managed to win. I don't know how we did that. I'm probably going to keep that recording now as well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Hopefully we can keep this one in as well. We are going to be going first. That's good for us. And we've started the good Rowlet. I didn't change in between games, which I maybe should have done, I'm not sure. But didn't change in between games. We've got ourselves a decent start here. We've got a Rowlet in the active. We can't use a supporter, though. And we're playing against Rillaboom. Oh, a top deck. ADP. Perfect. Let's play that down. Let's use the Energy Spinner to grab ourselves, like, a Water Energy? Maybe? We can do that. We can put the Water Energy down, and then we can pass. That turn went from being really bad to really good. Cool. Because now what we need to do is just, like, greens next turn for a switch and an energy, and we can GX. And then we can get ourselves going from there. I'm liking this. I'm liking this quite a lot. Rillaboom V, a card that we haven't seen a lot of on the ladder so far, but when you play decks like this one, you end up down with the dregs. Sonya, the first turn Sonya here, a very big call. Rillaboom VMAX, a very cool Pokemon. Oh my god, we gotta see Butterfree. Oh my god, I'm having like World War II flashbacks. This Butterfree VMAX is a hell of a card. Oh, they're giving us Turffield Stadium. That's kind of them. And an attachment to the active. The good thing here for us is that they didn't get like the Alolan Exeggutor out. Because if they did, then we would have been in a much worse position. That would have taken a little bit longer for our opponent to... a little bit shorter for our opponent to set themselves up. There is the Exeggutor and another Butterfree as well. So that's definitely interesting. Let's have a Let's have a bit of a squiz here. What can we do? We can do a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like if we just get our GX attack off and start attacking, we should be fine. So Switch and Spinner are both available. Let's just grab them. Then next turn we can use Pokégear or we can use Marnie or whatever. Switch into the ADP. We will use the Turf Field, I think, to grab Dartrix. Can evolve our Rowlet on the bench. And then we can Altered Creation, which is really, really good. And this time we've left ourselves a solid amount of energy in the deck. So if we do find like a boss off of this Pokégear, we can gust up something and take a knockout. I'm going to try and target down that Thwackey, I think. Especially if they can't use the Exeggutor Rowlet to evolve it. But I don't know if they can. Butterfree VMAX. That's a brave boy over there. And then a Cynthia, fair enough. Cynthia seems like a pretty solid card. Here's an energy attachment to the active, so our opponent's not really doing anything here. They're just going to pass. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We should probably thin. We'll grab the Decidueye out of the deck. We can just like evolve that. That's fine. If we hit boss here, we win the game, right? Because we can take a knockout on the Thwackey and power up a Decidueye. There's nothing that our opponent can do here. This is perfect. Ultimate Ray. 2 prizes on a Thwackey. We'll find a grass and a metal, or like a water or whatever. That seems fine. We'll just attach those two to our benched Decidueye. Well played, opponent. Sounds like they are done with this one. Yep, there we go. Might do one more. Last one. I don't think I can play with this deck anymore. We'll try it. We've got a 2-win streak, so we may as well give it a go. We'll see how the coin flip goes here. Our opponent choosing to go first. We have no basics. That's no good. I forgot to change the not the Decidueye, the Rowlet again. Change the Rowlet again. In fact, I haven't recorded the deck profile of this yet. You'll have already seen the deck profile bit, but I haven't recorded it yet. I will make sure to recommend that I change the Rowlet in there. I'll change the Rowlet, or I'll recommend that you change the Rowlet, but I'll keep the list. I record these out of order, so like I'm recording the game. I haven't done the profile yet, because I do the profile after the game, because that's easy to do. No, it's too hard to explain. Suffice to say that I will have already suggested you change it. Here we are, in a game. Our opponent has a Crobat, full art Crobat, nicely done. We've got our ADP in the active. We have no energy, but we're going second, so that's fine, because we can use Green's Exploration to find Energy Spinner. Our opponent playing Dark Energy as well, so this could be anything. And a Dedenne, so it's not Eternatus, because if it was Eternatus, our opponent wouldn't be able to play that Dedenne down. Looks like it might be some like Dark Box deck, because they've got a Hydreigon. There's a Naganadel Guzzlord. I don't know what this is going to be. Oh, Greninja Zoro. This is pretty cool. So this could be like some mystery Dark Boxy deck, which to be fair is an idea that we've been sitting on for a while. Just FYI, that could be coming up. In fact, if you want to see that, and you've stuck around to this point, if you want to see our Dark Box deck in the next couple of days, get this video 100 likes. There's a challenge. How about that? Let's quick ball. Grab Rowlet. We'll grab the right Rowlet, the one that we should have 4 of. And then we'll Green's Exploration. We want to find Energy Spinner for sure. And then it's kind of like, what do we get? Maybe we could get Greens, because that means that next turn we've got a really good supporter to play. We don't need to do anything other than accelerate energy here. We'll grab a Grass, a Metal, and a Water. And now that I've done that, I think that was a bad move, because I think there was only 1 Grass in the deck, so I should have gotten another Metal or a Water, because it's going to be a few turns before we can power things up. I'm just going to go with the Altered Creation GX here, because I know my opponent's playing tag teams. And my gut feeling says, as long as I'm doing extra damage, I should be fine. So the Decidueye now going to be doing 120 damage, which is going to be enough to deal half hits on these basic GXs. I don't think we're realistically going to need to take extra prizes. It will make the game easier, but I don't think we need to do it. So we'll just try it with the 1 Energy GX attack and see how it goes. Yeah. Maybe we should have just waited. Maybe I should have just GX'd for the 2 extra. We could have just knocked out a Crobat and a Dedenne. It would have been really easy. I don't think that our opponent could have knocked out an ADP. That's okay. We want to show off. I did that because I want to show off the Decidueye's ability. This deck isn't about how good ADP is. That's a good card. We're going to talk about how good Decidueye is. It's not as good, but it's acceptable. It's in the video. You can't deny it. I dare you to deny it. I'm going crazy. Playing this deck for so long. I'm going insane. There's an Aurora attachment to the bench and a discard of a Dark Energy. Big Charm going down as well. Okay, no worries. And they're playing down their stadium right now, so as long as we find a turf field, we should be good. We've just top decked a Rare Candy. That is unbelievable. Now we don't even need the greens. I'm gonna play it. What do we want? Like a switch? Maybe we need like a Big Charm. Do we need a Big Charm? I like the idea of a Big Charm. Let's have a think here. I like a switch, and I don't know. I feel like Energy Spinner is a good card, just in general to have. So we'll grab that. We'll evolve into the Decidueye. I should have got another supporter. Oh well. We'll attach to the Decidueye and then pass the turn. We've got switch and an energy attachment for our next turn, which means we'll be attacking with the Decidueye pretty soon. And that is a-okay by me. There's also an argument that maybe we should have used our Quick Ball. Oh god, I've not played this one particularly well at all. I'm gonna wager that I won't, count it, won't change my behaviour. I'm gonna play just as poorly for the rest of the game to spite myself. There's a switch from our opponent. If they need Hydreigon, then they're probably in a bit of a bad spot because they don't have the Dino down yet, which is awkward. There's another Rare Candy going into the discard pile for them. They're going to want to find the Dino. Once they get the Dino down, then they can obviously start getting themselves as many energy into the field of play as they like with Hydreigon, but still no Dino. So we are set and ready to go. We've got a switch. We can play Boss. We just top deck the Boss. That's a good card. Let's play Energy Spinner. Grab ourselves, I don't know, a Metal Energy, whatever. I'll just keep the... Let's grab a water, because we need to use one of the waters on an ADP if we want to attack with that. So let's do that, and there's a part of me that really just wants to bring out something that's not going to hurt me. I feel like the Dedenne is a good call. We'll bring out the Dedenne. We'll Splitting Arrow for 120 and put some damage onto those GX tag teams. That seems okay. I specifically want to have 20 on that Zoroark, because Zoro Ninja has 250 HP, and since we're doing 120, I want to be able to get a very easy attack off to hit them. That would be great. Can't even speak properly. Dedenne is really good here if they switch it, because we can put a whole bunch of damage counters onto something else and just eventually snipe it down. If I have to take a knockout with Splitting Arrow here, I'm fine to do it. We've been Marnied, and there's the Dino. Maybe could have held the boss for a bit longer. If we had knocked out this Dino on this turn, that would have been really strong. It would have only been for one prize, because we only went for the one Metal Energy attack. I'm just gonna search for the stadium. I was about to say I don't need any of the other cards. I'm just gonna search for the stadium. Whoops. Okay, so no turf field. Let's start powering up another Rowlet. Hopefully we unprize the turf field off of knocking this Dedenne out. We'll start ticking some damage across onto Dino, because I think Hydreigon has like 170 maybe HP. It's got a lot. We found a turf field off of the prize cards there, which is good. That Goose Mahala felt really bad. I may as well have just said play this supporter. The effect of the supporter is that you can't use another supporter this turn. And that makes me sad. But we found Marnie, so next turn we'll be able to use Marnie. They're going for Pierce here, so they've got an Energy and a Pokemon. They're just grabbing Zweilous, so they obviously aren't worried about what they have in their hand at the moment. They're just going to try and get themselves their GX attack off. I think Nagaguz with the GX attack here is going to flip the prizes and take one or two, maybe? I can't remember exactly how it works. But that's fine. They're not going to be putting any pressure on us. I don't see a way that our opponent ever wins unless they attack with Hydreigon. And if we have 2 or 3 Decidueye, then that's good by me. They're not using their GX attack, so obviously I've gotten that one wrong. Let's use Turffield Stadium. We can grab ourselves. Let's grab Dartrix. We might be able to, like, Marnie into something, but I think this is just a safer play. We don't even really need these quick balls at all. We'll just get rid of them. We'll grab the Sky Circus. No, ADP. We don't need that. We'll Marnie that one away. And see what we can't come up with. Rare Candy here, that's a pretty good card to have, but more importantly, an Energy. We can attach the Water to the ADP, and then we've got the Aurora to attach to either of our Pokemon on the bench to attack with next turn. ADP would be a pretty good attacker here to be able to accelerate some energy potentially. Just, you know, use that GX attack to try and get... not the GX attack, the regular attack to try and get a knockout. We can't get rid of the Big Charm though, so that Big Charm's going to be stuck on this Nagaguz for a long time. We've done a lot of damage, but I don't feel like we've really advanced our board state too much. They're gonna take 2 prizes. We've actually got we've got enough prizes in play for our opponent to win this game. We need to evolve into another Decidueye soon, and that's bad. We need to take a knockout on a Hydreigon as well. Oh boy. Oh boy. And we lost the Aurora Energy. I was talking about how good that was going to be. We lost that too. This has all just gone horribly wrong. But it's okay. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. We just need to take 4 more prizes. We're going to take a knockout on this Nagaguz. And we are going to take a knockout on Hydreigon. And that's going to be the game. They've got a whole bunch of prizes here. They've got a research as well. They might take the research. Or even the boss's orders. Depends what they want. Tell you what, I'm not even going to look at them. I'm just going to let them take whatever they like. I'm just not going to look at them. Going to wait and see. Does that boss stay in play? It does. If they don't choose the boss, it means they've taken the research. Let's grab another Decidueye here. We'll go with a Pokégear as well. Rosa doesn't do us any good just yet, but it might later. We'll evolve into Decidueye. We might attach an energy to the ADP. And then Splitting Arrow again. We'll just keep ticking on the same targets. That seems like a good idea, because now that Zoro Ninja is getting closer and closer to being able to be knocked out by the ADP. In fact, I think it's one more tick away. 250 minus 80 is 170. No? Yes. Oh. Big Charm. Okay, so there goes that maths. Let's not think about it. Let's just move on with our lives. Attaching energy to Zweilous now, which is a pretty good move for them. Means that they are going to potentially be able to take a knockout on our Decidueye. Although from memory, Hydreigon does 130. I think its attack does 130, which would be great for us because Decidueye has 140 HP. Which, you know, that's obviously very strong. They're moving the Zweilous into the active. They're going to kind of hope that they get their Hydreigon here. And fair enough, I'd say. If they don't get it, the game is over. There it is. And it only does 130. Yes. That means that Mallow Lana and Big Charms keeps this Decidueye alive, which I really like. And we're going to be able to get a knockout this turn because we've already done 60 damage to it. Here comes the Dark Squall. They're going to get a ton of energy in play. I'm really worried that they're going to gust out our ADP and just knock it out straight away with that Zoro Ninja. That does concern me. Although, to be fair, I can use Mallow and Lana here and switch into the ADP and just leave it in the active. That seems like a pretty solid move. Because if I do that, then they can knock me out. They can knock me out, and then I can use Rosa to get reset stamp them to 1, and try and lock them out of the game that way. Although if they get a Dino down this turn, that kind of makes this plan a little bit worse. What are they doing? Sir, what are you doing? Why are you not attacking me with a Hydreigon? Why are you Dark Pulsing me? What just happened? Okay. Let's grab a Decidueye. Thin out of the deck. Splitting Arrow. Your move, sir. You may begin. I think we just put it on Hydreigon, I guess. Why did they not attack me? Why did they decide to just waste the turn? That's really strange. I'm not a fan of that. Let it be known that I don't think that was the right decision. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they should have tried to attack me with the Hydreigon. Although maybe they're going, okay, I don't have access to a Dino yet. Maybe they are more intelligent than I'm giving them credit for. Maybe they're going, I don't have access to the Dino, I need to knock out Decidueye. Let's move the Zorodinja into the active. At least it has energy that they can use to retreat. Here comes a boss. They're going to knock out the ADP now. Yes, okay. Dark Pulse. This is going to get pretty close. We're going to Rosa for the stamp. I hope it is in the deck. I hope so much it is in the deck. When we get the stamp, we'll stamp them to 1. We're going to take 3 prizes on their Greninja Zoroark. They're going to only be able to hit us for 130. And we're going to have 2 powered Decidueyes and a Mallow Lana in our hand. So, it's pretty good. And a Big Charm. Beautiful. Let's hold that Big Charm for the moment. I think it's going to have to be Rosa, and the stamp is in the deck, and the Big Charm's... Oh, we've got a Big Charm in their hand. What am I... The Big Charm's there. I don't think there was any grass energy there, though, which sucks. Just grab, like, whatever. ADP. Reset stamp is the important one. We definitely need that. And no basic energy, so we need an Aurora to get our second Decidueye attacking. I'm going to play the stamp. I almost think that it might be worth attaching this Metal Energy to the bench Decidueye as well, just because it can be retreated that way. Then I'm going to Splitting Arrow. I won't put the Big Charm... I won't put it down just yet, because what I can do is I can kind of trick them into hitting into me with their last Pokemon, like with their Hydreigon. I kind of trick them to do it. Then I can Mallow Lana and Big Charm the benched one, and they can't knock it out. And I found the grass and an Aurora, which is fantastic news. We might be able to sneak a win here. All we need to do is attack twice. Right, doesn't matter what we attack into, we just need to attack twice. They got a research. Oh my god. If they stamp me, I'm going to be so sad. I hope they don't stamp me. They've only got 1 card left. This game's been going forever. This video is going to be 7 hours long. There's this wireless and an energy retrieval. What attack are we going to see here? They surely can't just attack with the Hydreigon. That cannot be their plan, because they lose if that happens. They just flat out lose the game if they do that. Maybe they have like a Zigzagoon. I never considered the fact that they could have Zigzagoon. Oh, they passed. Okay, cool. They've passed. We breathe. Attach the energy. Search. Nothing. Do I attach the charm now? Do I do it? I could do it. I'm not going to do it. We get to... One more attack. One more attack wins the game. I should have put the Big Charm on. I was just talking about Zigzagoon. Oh my god, if their last card is Zigzagoon, I lose. I should have put the charm down. No, they would have played it already. If they had a Zigzagoon, they would have played it already. Surely. Venomous Fang, we did it. We got there. They're putting poison counters on us. We win the game. Splitting Arrow is going to take 5 prizes here. 5 prizes. 2 on the Crobat. 3 on the Nagaguz. We won. We won. That took forever. That was like this is a long video. Thank you. If you're still here, thank you. Let me know. Let me know if you're still here. Say, I'm still here in the comments if you're still here, because I'd like to know how many people actually sat through all of that. It was an immense series of games. We managed to win 3, which is pretty impressive. Can't go wrong with that. ADP Decidueye, nothing if not a fun deck. I'm not going to go as far as to say that it's competitive, but it's fun, and that's the key. If you want to see more decks like that, then please consider subscribing. Click the Sableye and subscribe. On the left are some videos at YouTube. Thanks for your like, and on the right we've got a playlist for more Darkness Ablaze deck profiles and gameplay. Thank you everyone for joining me again today, and I'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes.